Hi guys, I'm Rick. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making meatball stuffed shells in my Ninja 3-in-1 multi-cooker. Alright, I'm starting out here in my Dutch oven. I'm just going to put together a simple tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce for over top of both our shells. Now I'm dumping in a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And you could use jar sauce, but after you see how quick and simple this is, and it tastes a hell of a lot better than the store stuff. Now I'm putting 2 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce in there. You could also put in like a 14.5-ounce can of tomato sauce. That'll work too. I'm going to turn this on because we want to cook our tomato sauce before we season it to get a little bit of tomato taste out of it. And I have a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. I'm just going to add that in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up to a gentle boil. I don't want to splash it everywhere. And when we get to that point and that tomato paste gets cooked in through there, I'll be back. Right now my sauce is starting to come together and it's warming up. I'm going to go ahead and season that. I'm going to start out with a little bit of salt first. And I'm going to put in about a half a teaspoon. And I'm also going to add in some Italian seasoning. Now normally I would taste as I go, but I'm still not feeling well. And I don't want to be in and out of the pot so much. I need to turn this down because it's starting to spit. I'm going to put in about a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning and a half a teaspoon of oregano. Give that a stir, calm it down. And you can also use this sauce for any kind of pasta you like, spaghetti, rigatoni, whatever. Now normally I would cut fresh onion in here, like since I'm not feeling well I'm taking the shortcut. About a quarter to a half teaspoon of onion powder. And the same with garlic powder. Give that a stir. And I will taste this, but I'm not going to double dip. Sometimes I do, but today I'm not going to double dip because me and my wife are sick, but I don't want to get kids sick. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar after I check this for spice. And if you wanted to thin your sauce out a little bit, you could leave the tomato paste out or add a little bit of water to this. Needs a little more oregano and Italian seasoning. And as you see, this sauce here isn't very complicated or very hard. And it's not only cheaper than buying store brand, but it's a lot better. And I'm not double dipping with this spoon, guys, so. And that's just, I'm going to add some sugar in. I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon. Let's see how it is then after that. And what the sugar does is it rounds it out and gives it a nice mellow, sweet flavor. It takes the acidity of the tomato away. Just makes it taste that much better. And I have my shells over here boiling on the stove over here. And I'm not going to cook them all the way. Okay, let's go down sugar. Calls for like 15 minutes. I'm only going to cook them for about 7 or 8 minutes. I just want them to be a little soft to work with. I don't want them really mushy. And I'm going to let my sauce cook on low. Okay, while my sauce is cooking and my shells are cooking, I'm going to season my beef for inside. You could also use like a beef pork blend, but I'm just using beef today. And I have 3 pounds of 80/20 lean beef. And it's going to put off a little bit of fat as it cooks, but not nearly as much as the fatty beef. Let me get rid of the shell. Okay, now I'm going to add in some garlic powder. About a teaspoon. And like I says, you can cut fresh in there, onion and garlic, but like I said, I'm taking the easy way because I'm not feeling too well. Some onion powder. About the same. A teaspoon of that. Italian seasoning. I'm doing about a teaspoon of everything. And a teaspoon of oregano. And you could add in any spices you like. This is the ones I like to use. Some salt and pepper. About a half a teaspoon of each. I have some Italian seasoned breadcrumb. You can use plain, but I like the Italian because it has a seasoning in it. I'm going to put about a quarter of a cup in there. And then I have some Italian style shredded cheese. I'm going to put a little bit of this in here. We're also going to top it with cheese, but this is just to get goodness through the inside of the shells. I'm going to put about 1/4 cup of that in there. I'm going to get in here and mix this all up good, and if I need to add more breadcrumb in, then I will. Okay, what I did is I took the pot to my Ninja, and I put a generous amount of sauce in the bottom. That'll keep my shells from sticking or burning. And I drained my shells and I rinsed them with cold water to make them more manageable without burning myself. And you see how they're still a little fairly pliable. They're not fully cooked. I'm going to take the meatball stuffing, and I'm going to go ahead and stuff my shells and just layer them in here. And if I have any extra beef left over, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop some meatballs down in there, and they'll be good eating with just some sauce on them. So I'm going to go ahead and get all my shells stuffed. Alright, I got my shells all stuffed, and it turned out that I had more shells than hamburger left over, so I just stuck them down in there. I'm going to take some of my sauce here, the remaining sauce, and dump it down over top of the shells. And as you see, I didn't make a lot of sauce, but I made just enough to cover over these shells, and that's what I wanted. I'll go ahead and cupboard door came open. I'm going to go ahead and smooth this out, even it out on there. Okay, now my Italian cheese. This here is a 3-cup pack. Normally I go crazy on the cheese, but I'm not going to today. I'm just going to put enough on here to cover the top because I don't want it to be a gooey mess. I'm going to go ahead and cover this with my cheese, a nice even layer. Okay, now I'm going to turn my Ninja down to the oven setting, and this defaults at 350, but I'm going to turn it down to 300 degrees, and I'm going to set my time for a half hour. So that'll come up to temperature, it'll start cooking, and the time will count down, and after a half hour I'll check it. Alright, my half hour is up, my shells are done, and as you can see they're just cooking away there. Let's go ahead and get some of these out here, fix up a plate, and see what we got. I also went ahead and sprinkled a little more of that cheese on there. So there you have it. Meatball stuffed shells in a Ninja 3-in-1 multi-cooker. Give this a try. I think you'll like it. And until next time, I'll see ya.